Lovely darlings. Let's watch some StarCraft 2, shall we? I want to first begin with a little precursor action. What is happening right now? Why am I doing StarCraft and StarCraft 2 this week? Well, hey, we're celebrating what I've been calling Blizzard Month. And this is me playing a whole bunch of the old classics, Hearthstone. We're doing some StarCraft, StarCraft 2. I'm going to do my first ever World of Warcraft playing next week. And why? Now, of all times, given that I've been on a generic boycott of Activision Blizzard. Well, I'm not going to lie. It is a big old celebration of the fact that Bobby Kotick has officially stepped down. Let's go. So, going forward, after I do a sort of rotation of expected things, including playing a bunch of the Elden Ring expansion, we're probably going to be doing a little bit more frequent StarCraft content on this channel, peppered in here or there. Oh, heck yeah. And it's lovely to see all of you, familiar faces. Eon Blue, I see a Zelda Assassin stop by. Oh, yeah. One of the things that I also want to stress with this is that the only reason I was ever able to give valuable insights in StarCraft 2 is because I studied a lot. And so, I'm not an expert. In fact, I would consider myself deeply mediocre at best. So my goal here is just to enjoy one of my favorite games of all time and hang out with you a little bit. And I'd like to give a shout out to ESL for providing some replays to watch today. This is from the ESL Open Cup of Hero versus Astrea. And I heard that this game was like an amazing banger. This is in the quarterfinals. ESL has a series that they do, the ESL Open Cups, that, excuse me. All right, my cat is very upset that I'm using her computer. Oh my God, this is so funny. Double proxy. So I think a lot of you know about the huge, gigantic mega events, you know, like the IEM finals or just like majors in other games or like the LCS for League of Legends and so on and so on. There's a lot of really gigantic mega tournaments that happen. But I really think that there's this like underbelly of like tiny tournaments, the small to medium-sized tournaments that, in my opinion, are kind of like the lifeblood of supporting amateurs and pros on like a week-to-week, month-to-month basis. And ESL runs these open cups. They've been doing this as long as I have known of ESL's existence, doing like these Sunday events for like Quake, where it was like Cypher versus Rafa in an insane number of finals. Or like the ESL Cups that run on Mondays. And so they kindly supported my little hype. Oh my God, I'm coming back to StarCraft 2. And shared some replays. And so Hero, Protoss All-Star, Astrea, another Protoss All-Star. Music, please. Yeah, dude, here's the thing that actually kills me, is that if you have the music here, it doesn't play until you hit play. And then I pause, and then I play, and then I pause. It's like that sort of thing that is actually drives me insane. So if I ever want to stop and make a remark, oh hey, I have a comment that I want to make. We go, hold on, stop. I have a comment I want to make. Okay, hold on, stop. Yeah, so we're just going to disable that. Get out of here. Get out of here. Oh my God, 2-gate versus 2-gate. Yeah, I mean, like Legacy of the Void just starts you at such a breakneck pace. It's so insane. Oh, this is going to be goofy as heck. And by the way, let me just briefly pause, just so all of you know, we're not going to do any other solution like trying to open YouTube music in the background. It might seem like it's a reasonable solution, but there are often slightly different versions that are uploaded to YouTube that have different copyright qualities to them than the in-game music, and so if I did that, then I would run the risk of this getting demonetized, and so on. So, we're not going to do any of that. You think I haven't destroyed my own content by doing this before? It's okay, let's just all hum Terran music. Man, like just watching Astrea get better and better and better over time has just been incredible. This is a wild move. Oh my god, if you build the gas geyser, does this give you, like, scouting information? Like, this is insane. I mean, they're both going to be doing the double zealots, but I guess Astrea's is closer. What is this for? Like, I literally... Oh my god, of course. Okay. History time. Once upon a time, there was a map by the name of Monty Hall in StarCraft 1, where it was similar. It had this similar structure of a little tiny mineral wall. These have 20 minerals. You can't see it because my huge body is blocking it. It has like a small amount of minerals. So if you have many SCVs mine these, then you'll be able to tear it down. And on Monty Hall, it was a lot. I'm just going to roughly say 100 minerals for simplicity's sake. So, what Flash did is Flash built 2 barracks here to make a bunch of Marines. And everyone was like, well, there's no way he can actually get through this because he only has 2 SCVs. But if you build a refinery there, you can go in the refinery. So now you're holding gas, and then you can mine this, because StarCraft does let you mine when you are holding the different resource. If you're holding minerals, you can't mine minerals. But if you're holding gas, you can mine minerals, pop out, go back into the assimilator, pop out, get gas, go back over here, mine this. And so now Astrea is going to begin to mine this out. This is insane. Because, like, you know, hey, if you're 2-gating me, well, yeah, I'm screwed. You're going to wall off if you see it, and it's going to be no dice. I mean, Astrea isn't walled off, so, I mean, it's double no dice for Astrea. But if you mine this out, there's effectively no way to re-wall this off quickly enough. So I want to see, does red actually... Whoa! Sorry, I hit B instead of V. It looks like no. Oh my god, doesn't even see this. Oh! That's so good. But I mean, I really do worry about Astrea's main base. Dude, this is so sick. I mean, I heard this series was great. But I mean, like, if it is 2-gate Zealot versus 2-gate Zealot, I mean, that's going to be coming in quickly. Alright, we have the pull. Astrea's just chilling. The chillinest that there ever was. Alright. No stalkers getting made yet. Nope, nope. Everyone's looking for Shade O'Clock. Yeah, I'm curious what, like, the targeting priority is. Because, like, you know how I said that I'm, like, not as experienced? I sort of have, like, a weird amount of experience with, like... I mean, frankly, outside of StarCraft 1 that I would still consider myself very, very knowledgeable about. You know, regardless of execution that can come and go. But, like... I have a lot of understanding of how RTS games work. But I don't have a lot of specific knowledge about modern StarCraft 2 gameplay. Like, there's a huge gap. I mean, it's like, it is a giant gaping void of modern ideas. And it's so fun to just be a fan, man. I'm not gonna lie. So, I mean, do you just start mining lots and lots of gas then? So, I mean, at this point, this is where I'm gonna only open the unit tab. Dude, Adepts... Is it really a 2 versus 1 Adept situation? So, I mean, this has to be a win for Astrea, no? I mean, this is kind of one of these weird calculuses that you can wind up in, where it's just like, well, if I just have more of the unit that matters, that's that. A recall? Get out of here. This is so goofy. I mean, you're gonna need to just kite the Zealots forever, I guess. You're just gonna need to kite the Zealots forever. Just pick them off one by one, and that's that. But if Hero actually gets enough minerals, Hero can make another Adept. Oh, this is so brutal. He's just following him, like, as close as you possibly can. All right, so let me go back to production. There's 2 more Adepts getting made? No way. Hero is so good. He lets his whole army die just to survive long enough Yo, that's insane. Because now it's 3 adepts versus 2. Versus the shield battery. Is this going to be a draw? Oh my god, I love this. On, go with this. By the way, I just want to stop this. Lunatic says, I used to see you cast StarCraft 2 games at the highest level. What happened? Why did you step back and just ignore SC2? So this is something that I feel like a lot of content creators wind up dealing with, which is, first of all, when you are live as often as I am live, and when there's enough content getting created, it's actually easy to say the same thing every day for a year and still have people miss it, because maybe they just didn't see this time or that time. So there's these little assumptions in there that's like, why did you ignore StarCraft 2? Even though I've talked about StarCraft 2 constantly the entire time over a long period of time. And so, you might say like, okay, well, why did you stop making these educational videos? That's pretty straightforward. It just took so much effort. I would prepare 4 to 6 hours per day 9 daily often. Sometimes a little less if I really knew what I was doing. Yeah, I would just prepare so much, and then I would do like a 90-minute to 2-hour educational lecture almost. What I'm doing right now, I'm watching replays and chatting and chilling, and just watching stuff and going, oh my god, what's that? Oh, this is kind of interesting, all that. That is not how streaming worked when I was doing streaming. It was much more about, or when I was streaming StarCraft 2. Broadcasting was much more about these sort of composed shows. And I was just kind of tired of just doing that grind all the time. And I was also interested in streaming other games. And so I just wound up doing a lot more, and Nolly says talk about burnout. Yeah, I did 800 episodes of that for StarCraft 2. 800. And so it's not like I felt like I only started doing something and then kind of never really saw it to completion. I did 800 of them, and so when it came to doing a lot of those shows, I was just tired of doing that. So I just kind of started doing more general streaming that was frankly a little bit easier. And also I do a lot of stuff outside of streaming. So I wanted to make sure that, I didn't do only work with 100% of my waking hours. And then there's another question of, hey, what about doing events and stuff like that? I used to do 25 to 30 live events a year. So it's 25 to 30 weekends a year, plus 200 day 9 dailies a year, plus putting on 4 live events for Red Bull per year, plus running and managing a league. And so that's just a lot of shit. That's just a lot of stuff. And frankly, I just kind of like chilling at home, doing my streaming thing and, working on the projects that I'm actually in charge of. That's just my preference. I love commentary. I love hosting. I love doing that stuff. I feel like I'm in a very lucky position where I get to choose the kinds of things that I'm interested in. But I mean, that's about it. And I think that there's this kind of, when I talk about something that a lot of content creators deal with, if I take, for instance, Hearthstone, I described Hearthstone as like one of my favorite games of all time. It's a 10 out of 10, and I feel like I completed the multiplayer campaign. It's not that Hearthstone sucks. It's just that right now, for card games, I prefer Magic the Gathering. Not as in Magic's a 10 and Hearthstone's a 5. It's like they're both 10s, and I just am interested in doing this. And there you go. And so here, let me finish this game. Let me finish this game because I'm actually like I so want to see what happens here. I think Astrea, depending upon the shade timing, should be okay. Because where is the other shade? Yeah, you only played 9,000 games of Hearthstone? Yeah, no, there was... where's the other shade? Where is this shade? Hold on. Did this shade die? Where'd the second shade go? This is why I should never read chat, huh? Where did the death happen? Oh my god. Sucks, man. The Adept died right after you unpaused. Gosh, what a mistake. What a mistake to ever interact with thoughtful human beings in my chat. I need to disrespect you all far more. Hero's actually going to win this game. That's so insane to me. I mean, and I think this is actually a brilliant maneuver from Astrea to say, dude, you know what? The only way that I can probably win this is if I just keep chipping away and picking these off, trying to do hull damage, and then healing up on shields. That's insane. And you can't go too far in. And I mean, Hero pulling way back behind the Nexus is brilliant. Oh, that's so good. Yo, that's sick. Petit Drogo says if he gets the probe, he could draw. I feel like Petit Drogo, I feel like, now that I can't see anything, I feel like if you pick the probe off, that begins to send the game towards a draw. But I think in that situation, red Hero still wins. Because eventually, you can deal damage and regenerate heals reasonably quickly as Hero. And you have 3 sets of shields to regenerate. Whereas you only have 1 set of shields and a shield battery to regenerate. So you can probably deal a burst of damage and get a little bit of hull in, and then back away. And then deal a burst of damage. Maybe? I don't know. I'm not one of the most powerful French RTS players of all time, Petit Drogo. I'm just a mere commentator. All right, let me open up game 2. Let me hide. I'm hiding my replay so that way you don't get spoiled. Even though we're all spoiled. All right, let me open this up and minimize this and then go into this. There we go. Game 2 on Ghost River. Glark says, I couldn't get into Legacy of the Void because it was so fast. Seems like all races were instantly harassing or proxying every game. It's a little fast, I'm not going to lie. It's very, very intense. I think that there's something really nice about the way that, like, Warcraft 3 starts, and there's a gentle growth. Or the way that Age of Empires 2 works, where there's a gentle growth. Or Age 4, StarCraft 1. Like, Legacy of the Void, I think that if you know how the game works, it's positive. If you're new, it feels like if you're a kid and you're like, Daddy, I want to learn to ride a bicycle. And you're like, okay, son, let's start you on a cliff that goes straight down. Ready? And then you're like, oh! You fucking dive straight down. Yeah. ISR says Legacy of the Void has no chill. Yeah, it's like, build a worker, make a pylon, scout for a rush. I mean, it's a lot, man. All right, everyone decided to just play archetypically. And by the way, I know a lot of you have a whole bunch of questions. That's terrific. After we do this series, we're actually going to take ourselves a little mid-stream breakaroo and just talk all things RTS and video games. Astrea again. Going with the forward pylon. Oh yeah, and this question was asked if any of you want to do this interface. It's the Pro 2020 interface. So you can go options, server and replay. Pro 2020 is the one that we're doing. And there's a lot of hidden hotkeys that you just need to learn. And I learned them before I went live and asked a whole bunch when I was live. But this is the supply right here. This is the worker count. Well, it's the worker supply, but workers always cost 1 supply. This is the army supply. This is current minerals, current gas. And then this shows the upgrades over here. This is a forge. Dude, Astrea is my hero. Who goes into the open cups, does a 2-gate, barely loses, and then goes, you know what? I'm going to cannon rush. Like, this is what being an adult in the room looks like. Yeah, oh yeah, this is such a bad... So the way that I like to communicate in a game with asymmetric information is to use the conventions that were established in poker. In poker, if we have a hand where we can see this player's hand, but we can't see that player's hand, how do we discuss it? We discuss it as hero and villain. Hero is the person whose hand we can see. Villain is the person whose hands we cannot see. And so I've done this with card games like Magic and Hearthstone. I've done it in StarCraft. If Hero is going to be going for a fast 3-hatch, if Villain tries to do a mech push, this is how I've been speaking it. But not only is this player's named Hero, there's thousands of heroes in StarCraft, it feels like. There's this hero that is not to be confused with Liquid Hero. That's also not to be confused with the top Zerg player in Brood War, Hero, whose games we looked at yesterday. Oh my god. Now Hero can see this. Literally, DKZ Hero can see this. And I mean, when you wall yourself in against a cannon rush, this is a wild spot to be in. I'm really curious how Astrea is going to transition, because like almost immediately in Legacy of the Void, you wind up saturating on probes, and I really feel like this is one of the most interesting upward pressure feelings you have in Legacy of the Void compared to the, not just StarCraft 1, but the previous versions of StarCraft 2, where instantly when you start playing, you're like, I guess I have to make a geyser or expand, otherwise I'm being wasteful. The Zealot immediately gets rallied to the other side. And I actually don't know if it's more correct to get a Stalker or more correct to get an Adept here, because the Stalker does have the advantage of certain bonus damages. This is so beautiful. Oh, this is so magnificent. Oh my god, and Hero's also doing this. Oh my god. Are you actually going to save up and go for a Stargate to do some Void Ray shenanigans? Yup. Void Ray or Oracle, or who knows, but like, you have access to only one gas geyser. Oh, that's wild. Oh, that's so wild, because I mean, can we build a market? Can we trade some of our minerals for gas? Oh my god, Hero is so nasty. No wonder this series was recommended to me. Sean, you might not have knowledge of what meta and timings are. Don't worry, we have a game that is a shit show from start to finish. I'm like, oh, thank god. A game that matches my career. Huh. Oh, man. Alright, my phone's giving me errors because I accidentally spilled water on it. And it's freaking out over here. This is so good. Look at this embarrassingly idle Stargate. There we go, we get the Void Ray. Can I just say, what is it about the Void Ray that is like, it's like catnip, but for newbies, right? It's like, if you don't know what you're doing, and you first get StarCraft 2, you're like, that unit, I'm only making that fucking unit. Like, what is it about the Void Ray? I have no idea. It has a laser. Is it because... Like, I thought that Vuvuzela meme from the World Cup died in the early 2000s. I'm so glad I get to make that meme joke. That was like every forum for a while. It was people going, just typing that nonsense. Alright, what is Astrea doing on the back end? Great. Walling himself in, getting a single cannon. And shield battery? Yeah, I mean, you gotta suspect that something is up, right? Oh my god, shield battery versus shield battery. Here it comes. Do you just target? What do you do? Oh, and the Zealot comes in. Oh, the Zealot's a gamer too! But there's no second Void Ray started. Alright, I mean, the charge is done. Time to just go... Bzzz, bzzz. I mean, this is the way that RTS was meant to be played. Because, like, in the current meta in SC2, like, you can really get a lot of maxed armies, like, by 10 minutes. You can get, like, a lot of max army versus max army battle, like, quickly. I mean, maybe a lot is, like, my absolute boomer mentality. Oh, it's actually not that common if you think about it. No, like, literally, my brain is still completely StarCraft 1 pilled, where I'm just like, oh my god, anyone is maxed in this game? This is crazy. And here it's like, oh yeah, no, it's 10 minutes. I'm about to take my 11th base. Alright, Cybernetics Core number 2 en route. And we're getting an, oh my god, yes. Chortle, it's mass immortal. How many Stalkers can a single Void Ray take? That sounds like a great way to open up your next Tinder match, Portal 95. Despy, hold on, my gravitas. Please. My sensibilities and authority. Here, let me just... Here you go. Let's go ahead and sit down. There you go. Yeah, alright. God, the brrr, it's so much brrr. And the charge lasts for so long. Dude, it's mass shield batteries over here. Oh, you did a shield battery? I can do a shield battery too. And in Oracle, this is straight goofing, man. Dude, this is it. More shield batteries. I mean, you gotta start massing Immortals, right? That seems like the right play, right? Oh, you're just so dirty. Oh, 6, 7, 8. And then from the front, oh yeah, we're never going to stop making Void Ray. We're going to go Void Ray Immortal. This is awesome. I mean, you're actually going to start building up enough minerals as Hero to, like, take another expansion. Also, because you took this one, like, all your pros are vulnerable. Oh my god. It's so hard to describe how to get here if you've never watched StarCraft 2. This is a weird thing. Uncle Grampy says, I wish I knew anything about this game. Sure. So, Uncle Grampy, you know what? Let's just take a trip down memory lane. Once upon a time, the real-time strategy genre really opened up, technically with the Dune RTS that was made, but truly with Warcraft 1 and especially Warcraft 2. Ooh. And so, hallmarks of this were bases with workers getting money, buildings that made units and got upgrades for them, and notably, defensive structures. And the very second that a defensive structure showed up, two things happened. One group of people was birthed that went, what if I only made defense structures and never made a unit? Huzzah! Defense structures on average are better than a unit dollar for dollar, but the buildings can't move. The second type of anti-player was birthed in the same way that there is the yin and yang that exists in all things in life. There was the turtlers that never did anything but build defenses and sit at home. We love and respect these gentle herbivores. And then there's the assholes that went, oh, what if I just fucking cannon fucking rushed fucking everybody? Now, you think that this cannon rush is bad in StarCraft 2 or StarCraft 1, but let me tell you, in Warcraft 2, you could wall someone off from their income, because there were gold mines in Warcraft 2. You could wall them off from it and then build a turret on the other side of that, and they couldn't do anything. Walling people in with buildings, building defense. There were tricks where in Warcraft 2, imagine this is a building. Where does the unit pop out? In Warcraft, it is always a fixed location. Typically the bottom left, but if that's blocked, it will often just kind of try to do the right side. And if that's also blocked, it'll try to do the top side. If that's also blocked, it'll try to do the left side. I think some of these, the exactsies of what I'm saying, it might be a little inaccurate, but the idea is players could do things like make a building here, which would cause the peon in Warcraft 2 to disappear, and it would pop out on the other side, absolutely protected with this giant building that was in the way, and then you'd build a cannon there. There was some cheesy shit. And so what we're seeing is Astrea really representing the legacy of non-Korean pros and just cannon rushing a Korean pro. And that's what we see here. And this is actually very difficult to deal with, especially if it's done with as much executional precision as Astrea typically executes everything with. And Hero went, well, wait a minute. I grew up doing goofy shit. That's what got me interested in RTS games in the first place. I will counter your goofy shit with my goofy shit. Hey, if you're making these immobile buildings to kill my base, why don't I build a base by your base and then just try to get some air units out? Because typically the defensive player will only have cannons that can't move, and air units are the best at navigating around things that don't move. And so, I mean, I've glossed over some details, but I've really shared everything that's of merit. And now we have this beautiful looking, irredeemable shit show. This reminds me of like that TV show Chopped, where they make people cook with random ingredients, where they say things like, all right, for today, your ingredients are eggplant, gummy bears, industrial strength bleach, and your own left arm. And people are like, all right, well, I'll just make a stew. Like this is the kind of weird stuff that dreams are made of as an observer. This is the amazing kind of content that we need. Immortal. So, I mean, like, the Hero, by making these Void Rays, is kind of forcing Astrea to make these Stalkers. And by forcing Astrea to make these Stalkers, this increases the value of getting Immortals, that super duper crazy mega giga hard counter. There's just nothing but Stalkers and Blinks, and Stalkers and Blinks. In a weird way, Hero's actually in a better position here, because there's effectively no breathing room for Astrea. And at this point in time, if for some reason there's some sort of careful turtling that winds up occurring, where Hero just kind of stabilizes and chills here, uses the Immortals to stay alive, there's like not a lot of recourse for Astrea. Astrea's building all these shield batteries. This will prevent Astrea from death, but it will not help Astrea break out. I mean, imagine if somehow Hero saves up enough stuff. No way. Getting the... Oh, yes! Hero! No! Dude, Hero's getting the Warp Prism for the juicy micros. Oh, Astrea is so good picking those off, and now trying to force these down, and now the shield battery is out. Dude, Astrea, you're so good. Astrea, you're so good. I really think that this might be a case of Fancy Play Syndrome. Might be a case of the Fancy Play Syndrome. You can just keep making the Immortals and chill. But really, you know, Astrea is getting a larger army. No way! The Oracle put a stasis trap back here? That's so funny. Oh, yes. Alright. This series is definitely a banger. Astrea wins, too. We get a third game. Oh, yeah. Alright. Oh, get in there. Load on up. Mr. Stretch Armstrong. Yeah, let me tell you something. After watching Snow dismantle that Terran on Tuesday, whoo, man, the Shuttle Reaver micro. Now that I'm imagining Reavers with the range that these shuttles have, mamma mia. You know what? I have to talk about this. Armand471 says, watching my favorite streamer makes me feel better about my receding hairline, worse than his, but not that bad. There's no such thing as having a worse receding hairline. Having your hair do this is just a tactical retreat right now. Are you kidding me? This is just, my hairline is kiting. That's what it's actually doing. Like, this is so efficient. There's actually a shield battery at the base of my skull, and the hair is going to pull back there, recharge, and then when I get that hair transplant, it's going to come all the way back forward, man. Are you kidding me? I mean, here's the thing. I don't actually really mind balding. I'll be entirely honest with you. Like, my grandpa, he wasn't just bald, he kept the friar hair. He didn't even comb over. He's just like, yeah, my hair's just here, and I'll make it look good. And every time my hair is going back a little bit, I look a little bit more like my grandpa, who is fucking awesome. So I'm just like, there you go. Why not? And I think I've been saying to y'all, I've been considering getting a hair transplant. I could get more hair. I could lose all the hair. I will say my nose and ears, hair production is through the roof. Great macro coming out of these orifices. Like, but like, I don't know. I just kind of, generally speaking, am so much happier the older I get that, like, you know, so I have less hair. Life's great. Hey, Pimpy Shortstocking, thanks for the 10 gifted subs. My fellow, you know, if malding is mad and balding, what's the positive version of that? If I'm cheery and balding, am I chalding? That sounds like something offensive that would violate Twitch's terms of service, but, like, you know, I'm chalding. There it is. Galding. Glad and balding. Yeah, I'm glalding. I'm glalding. That really, let me tell you something. If I said glalding in front of a Zoomer, they would eat me alive. They'd be like, oh, he's trying to be cool. Oh, we're going to snap his little neck. Oh, man. Air Daddy says a receding hooray line. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Yes! I don't know. I feel pretty good about it. So there's no such thing as having a better or worse hairline than me. All of our hairlines are beautiful the way they are. Emboldened. Oh, that's so good, Go Play Diabolical. That's so good. That's such a good line. Emboldened. Emboldened by the flame of ambition. Oh man, we're talking ball jokes and we're watching a 6 StarCraft 2. Man, this is a great day. This is great. Go Play Diabolical says it wasn't mine, I just repeated someone else. Don't worry, I'm a content creator. Repeating after other people and calling it my own is actually how you get 1 million to 2 million views per YouTube video. Oh my gosh, and Hero is actually out of shield batteries. He is not living life to lively thanks to shield battery. Any Brood War memers here? That's a meme from like 2002. Back when some of you weren't even in existence yet. And I mean, I guess if you're Hero, you really do need to keep this alive. I mean, when it comes to some Immortals, some shield batteries, and a Warp Prism, it's like nigh infinite the amount of damage that you can do. I mean, this is kind of a ridiculous amount of value that Hero's getting. But Astrea, I think, is just smartly going, all right, well, I'll just hold on, hold strong. Could Astrea be getting Blink here? Would Blink help? I'm not convinced that Blink would actually do that much here. I mean, in a literal sense, having Blink gives you more options than not having Blink. And let me, because oh my God, allow me to quote myself, he said as a monument to vanity. Let me share with you one of my favorite quotes. I write it on my mirror as I look at myself going, you have good things to say. There's a difference between having something and getting something. And so, yeah, there's the getting. There might not be enough time. That might be a little too expensive and he might die then. But let me actually think about having Blink. I don't think having Blink would actually do that much because the problem is there's almost an infinite amount of health and micro shenanigans that can happen here. And if you're on your high ground versus blinking down to the low ground, suddenly you're completely committed as this Protoss player and you really want to be nearby these things. So would Blink be helpful for maneuvering up on this high ground? I don't think it would actually help that much. I think you might want to just save up for an expansion. I mean, if you're running out and you've shut out your opponent from this expansion, that might actually be better. Oh, man. God, Mortals are so good. Crazy Mars says, I was thinking about being able to snipe the Warp Prism. I mean, you can observe that the Robo facility has not stopped producing stuff. If you snipe the Warp Prism, you're still losing a bunch of stuff. And then the opponent just makes another Warp Prism. So, also Lee, it's so good to see you, Lee. Beautiful, darling Lee. How on earth are thee? So, I mean, these slow pickings, I think Astrea actually played this brilliantly. I mean, I feel like most players would not have made this decision. My move would have been to just completely panic and just get killed by the first Void Ray. But really saying, no, I'm going to build a bunch of shield batteries to hold strong and try to mess with your economy, I think is an extremely smart move. Oh, this is rough. I mean, I know it says BO1, but this is... Oh, there goes the Warp Prism. So you still have to do these kind of pullbacks time to time. God, shield batteries... The shield battery is more overpowered than the medic against pure Zergling in StarCraft 1. This is insane. Lee says, Sean, I'm doing all right. I'm messing around with Generals.io, which is a bare bones RTS that you play with WASD. Wait a minute. Hold on, I was talking to my friend. What happened in those last few seconds? Oh my gosh, picks off. Oh, yeah, now you don't have vision. You don't have vision, so you can't deal any damage. Oh my god. Oh my god, dude, things die so fast. Man, that was all over in seconds. It's incredible. Man, just picking off this Warp Prism. Yeah, I mean, I think really it's the fact that Hero's trying to step up onto the high ground. I mean, I guess that this is Hero's only way to consistently defend this mineral line. God, the shield battery is so stupidly good. It's ridiculous. Oh, yeah. Oh, and of course. Oh, that's something that I have no basis of comparison for. Because sentries are now dealing bonus damage to shields. Sentries, when StarCraft 2 first came out, the sentry did 8 damage, and it was broken. It was so busted. So they nerfed sentries to have 6 damage, which was enough to where they had some impact, but they just were not really that good. I mean, yeah, Stardust did these insane +2/+2 with 70 sentries kind of things. But, like, now, hold on, let me see if I can do this. Can I hit F12? Protoss units? Can we, like, do this? Is this going to let us... Oh, my God. My body is just, like, oh, like, remembering all these buttons. Wow. So now, the patch that happened, I want to say, like, it was last week, I want to say. It was, like, not long ago at all. Now that it deals +10, or it deals 10 versus shields. Now, first of all, some of me detests the idea that there are units that deal bonus damage versus very specific things. I'm fine with light and heavy bonus damages, but when it's like, I deal bonus damage to mechanical, bonus damage to, massive. Like, there's something about it that feels, like, aesthetically weird to me. So it deals bonus damage to left-handed units. But, dude, 10 damage versus shields is actually such a busted huge amount of damage. I mean, that's ridiculous. Because as a weapon speed of 0.71, and if you look at the Stalkers have let's just look at the armor damage of 18, but a weapon speed that is about half as quick at attacking. So what this means is that versus shields, sentries basically do higher DPS than Stalkers. I mean, and that's assuming the armored case for the Stalker. I mean, and the range is certainly no joke. 5 versus 6 range is significant. But, I mean, this is an insane boost. And so, I mean, I know it's just fresh and it's just like 1 week in. But, ignoring any of my weird aesthetic concerns, no, I don't like having bonus damage versus a too specific armor type. I mean, this will change a lot of the funny business that I think makes early Protoss versus Protoss fucking stupid. Am I allowed to say that? Am I allowed to say this? Listen, I might be a super fan, and I'll happily admit to being a newbie, but Protoss versus Protoss is a dumb matchup in every StarCraft that's ever existed. Can I say that? And then the disruptors just dodge other disruptors. Like, this is the goofiest shit ever. How do I show the damage of this? No, I want to show its damage. Like, dude, I actually think the Sentry is going to be our savior. I think the Sentry is going to be our savior. Let me see if it actually says it on the ability tooltip. Emits a powerful Nova dealing 145 splash damage and an additional 55 shield damage to nearby ground units and structures. So that way, all anyone's ever doing is juggling balls. Purification balls. So yeah, I think the Sentry being a nice little stabilizer with its fearsome tickle beam is healthy for the matchup. And I say this under no supervision with no supporting evidence. It is rather a claim I make. I like claims. Nathan's Degree says, when you think about it, Sentry is also a ball. Well, when you think about it, after my diet in the pandemic, I'm also a ball. All right, let me just open this up, minimize this. All Are you happy again? Are you still mad? Yeah, there you go. Let me just... Alright, has Astrea chosen to make a pylon in the base? Yes, let's go, Astrea. Hey, sweetie, get off the button. I need you to move your foot. Here you go. Oh. Goblin Diabolical says, Protoss player is the oldest gamer. Look how many centuries he has. Hell yeah, man. I am a day one Wings of Liberty streamer. I stream in 4x3. Don't worry, I'm upgrading my monitor to 16x10. It's going to be littered. I'm going to only go Zealot Sentry on one base and expand if I ever think that there's a reason for me not to go 4-gate. I've never come up with a reason. I only go 4-gate. My opponent died. I think I should have placed my force fields in a different location. Lee Grinnis says, which Age of Empires is the best versus Protoss? Well, I mean, I'd have to say Koreans. That's a layered joke. That's actually it's a very specific layered joke. All right. All right, what are we doing here? I mean, I really like the increased playfulness of some of the design of maps in StarCraft 2, because I think that there was this period of devastation that I would say peaked at like 2020, where every map was exactly the same. Every map was the same in StarCraft 2. It felt like a Reddit committee decided that every map needs to be so catastrophically identically boring. And if it's not so boring that I can do one build every single time, then I'm literally going to just cry for the rest of my life. Like, I love that there's now more interesting, ridiculous maps. Like, I'm here to play a strategy game, not watch two people do the same fucking build. Dude, there was a point where in GSL, if it was like a Zerg vs. Protoss, I would, like, watch an episode of TV, and when it was done, I would come back and watch what interesting variation was going to happen then. Anyways. So this is kind of interesting. Forward Twilight Council. Mid-map Robo. I don't even know what to make of this. Dude, 215 pieces. What's TV? It's, imagine you're watching the coolest build order of 24 different build orders that last in what is known as a season. And instead of units, they're called characters. It's wild. It's an avant-garde kind of RTS. So, I mean, this was being played really, like, just after the patch drop, huh? When behind Dark Shrine. He said the words! Alright, Astrea with the Manor Pylon. Always love to see that. But, I mean... So, is it just, like, forward 2-gate? Pressure? I mean, this sort of wall-off is cute, but, I mean, things die fast in StarCraft 2. Really, really fast. And Total Humans asking about StarCraft 1 versus StarCraft 2. After the series, let's take some of these great questions. In the nick of time. Yo, this is going to be some goofy stuff. Oh my god, really? If this was one tile closer, are you kidding me? Are we joking me? No. I don't believe it. Oh my god. Oh, it's done. Oh my god, the one tile wrong. One tile wrong, and Astrea so long. Now this is going to be able to just bang out an observer, like, instantly. And then that's going to be it. Alright? Oh, look at this perfect placement. Oh my god, mamma mia. Alright, well, I mean, one of these players will have a main base, and one of these players will not have a base. Why is the one tile a big difference? Because this pylon was not far enough of a stretch to power this cybernetics core. So when this pylon fell, this cybernetics core was powered down. Whereas if you were just like one tile closer, it looks like it would have been powered. Oh my god. Yeah, do you just rally to the opponent's base? I mean, this is super tough. I mean, hitting the pylons is super correct, right? All right, let's see where the observer goes. Observer's going to come back home. Oh, there's already an observer out. Yes! Dude, hell yeah. You get spotted, so you morph into the Archon, because the morphing health of the Archon is higher than the combined health of the DTs, which gives you enough durability to recall and get out. What an absolute gamer. Alright, so in this position, I mean, again, with full unbeknownst qualities of the tickle beam now on these sentries, feels like, I mean, if you're in Hero's spot, you kind of have all the safety elements that would allow you to expand. You'll be able to get Blink, you have the 2 gateways, you have some Immortals to deal with Blink Stalkers from the enemies. I don't really know what to think about. Dude. Ugh. Well. This is the game. One last warping. Ow. My eyeball's a little twitchy. Dude, I'm so tired. My poor dog has to have an x-ray because she has injured her spine. So she's been limping around and looking so sad. And all night, she's just... So I have to get up like every hour or two and just pat my dog's tummy and rub her little back and make sure she's okay. Oh my god. So I'm like... If for some reason I just immediately check out in the middle of this, I want you to know it's not because I can't stand you and your thoughts. I want to promise you, it's not because everything that you say in my chat is the dumbest thing I've ever read. It's not that. It has nothing to do with any of your behavior or my judgments of you. Who am I kidding, man? I'm so happy to see you all. Hey! Oh my god! What is this? What's this? What's this? Warcraft 3 players in the chat are going, yeah, like literally what the fuck is that? This is an expansion. This is an expansion. I can't believe it. Oh my god, I'm edging 51 supply. I'm gonna go to low upkeep. Don't stay at no upkeep. I'm gonna go to low upkeep. Don't stay at no upkeep. Hey, what if you expanded? Get that guy out of here, he's a newbie. Alright. Wish Jay says, I feel so happy I just got nicely turned down by Day 9 TV. Hey, it's great to see you. Love you, man. Don't talk to me anymore. Is that my nice? Is that how I'm a sweet cutie? Now is this going to be the thing that winds up invariably ending? Oh, dude, it was in the wrong place one time. The Immortal's in the back one time, and the Warp Prism's not in the right spot one time. All right, so now trying to pick off the Observers. Oh, this Archon had so many shots that it was unable to do. The Warp Prism had so much micro it was unable to do because it was just in the wrong spot once. Oh, no. Are there any more Observers? Wait, I'm actually curious. There's one Observer. There's no Observers. Oh, my God. If Astrea had warped in DTs there? No, I mean, this is still just so much damage. Unbelievable. There it is. Dude, Astrea is so good. Killing all the pylons. This is like when someone comes to your home and unplugs all the lamps. It's actually a great idea. I'm gonna do that next house I'm invited to. Start unplugging lamps. Does this lamp not work? Oh my god. What a great game from Hero. Man, that was so close. I mean, the unit counts. Basically, Hero needed to do game-ending damage with that. And if the shuttle was just in a slightly different location, or if it was like an Immortal instead, I mean, Okay, Netso says, see, kids, that's what you get for expanding in Protoss versus Protoss.
Yeah, no one's allowed to do anything fun in my favorite matchup. Yeah.
Again, I'd like to give a warm thanks to the mods that ran and observed in the ESL Open Cup. Mapu TV, who you see behind my enormous head. Mapu, I also had the pleasure of working with at the Age of Empires 2 Hidden Cup that I casted for briefly. Mapu is just a wonderful person. Does a lot of great stuff behind the scenes in esports production in general. Thanks, Mapu. I won't reject you, Mapu. I would never lump you in with all the horrible things I think about all the people tuned in live right now. You do not get that sort of treatment, Mapu.